Composting's been around for a very long time. It's nature's way of recycling, taking leaves, organic matter, and yes, food scraps to be broken down and used as fertilizer for new plants. But the more people populate the earth, the more food waste and trash enters our dumps. Many may not realize it, but it's contributing to our ever-changing climate. David Baker is the director of community composting for Recycle Sacramento. The program works with restaurants and the public to collect food scraps.
We've never really seen a group of people doing that before, like putting in that effort to just divert food waste in the community.
While composting seems like extra work, it's really billions of microorganisms turning up the heat, literally. These compost piles could get as hot as 120 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. The difference between food waste at landfills versus compost comes down to oxygen. Food that gets buried or not rotated no longer allows the microorganisms to breathe and get to work. Instead, those scraps now undergo anaerobic decomposition, creating biogas.
Once you put your leftovers into the trash, where does it go? You have to start thinking about it. And once you do start thinking about it and like the consequences that it has on the planet, you start to realize that these food scraps go to landfills, and once they're at landfills, that's when the methane is produced.
Biogas is made up of about 50% of methane and 50% of CO2, both greenhouse gases. According to the EPA, landfills are the third largest source of human-generated methane emissions.
So we live in an apartment. We don't have a yard or any real place to store it and keep our food scraps. And so this was our opportunity to really start doing it. Like, it was a pathway for us to have a place to bring our food scraps.
For those looking to start composting but don't have the yard to put your scraps, the Resoil Group recommends freezing those scraps so they don't stink up the house and then dropping them off at either the Midtown Farmers Market on Saturdays or the Wind Farmers Market on Wednesdays.